The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. For real this time, probably. And the entire film industry. Because Netflix just agreed to purchase WB. Alright, so I asked ChatGPT to pull up a list of all the franchises, all the properties that WB owns. It's insane. They own DC Comics, at least the movies and the TV shows and the games, right? Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, all these classic, Martian Manhunter, all of these characters, all of their projects can now be put on Netflix. That's a whole other discussion. What's going to happen with the DCU now? Is James Gunn going to be kicked out? Are they going to bring in Zack Snyder because Zack Snyder's been working with Netflix? That's a whole. We'll get into that, but let's talk about this right here. They have all of DC, okay? That's insane in and of itself. Harry Potter and all of that stuff. The Matrix, Dune, Mad Max, Blade Runner, Edge of Tomorrow, all of these things, I Am Legend, Inception, Lord of the Rings, the Peter Jackson movies, The Hobbit, Clash of the Titans, 300, all of these crazy TV shows, Friends, Big Bang Theory, Smallville, Arrow. Obviously, those are the DC shows, right? And then you have all these classic cartoons, all the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, Looney Tunes, and Bugs Bunny and all of that stuff. That's the thing, dude. They got video games too. We don't talk about video games on this channel, but the Arkham series. Like all the DC games. I'm editing the video now, and I forgot to mention. Side note: the Nemesis system. If you guys have played Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor, the Nemesis system, what's going to happen with that now? Because it's not under WB. Can we now see that in other games? Because that Nemesis system is so cool. Anyways, carry on. Right? Remember what James Gunn wanted to do, right? He wants to bring everything under one banner, under the DCU banner. So animation, games, movies, TV shows, everything within the DC universe, and everything outside of that will be DC Elseworlds. But obviously your main focus is going to be the DCU because that's what we're building. Now, what's going to happen? It's all on Netflix plate. Are they going to keep James Gunn or not? I don't know. Again, they've been working with Zack Snyder. I guess, but let's jump into it. Zack Snyder has said, if Netflix had the rights to the characters of my DC universe, of course I would. Absolutely. In regards to him continuing with the Snyderverse. Guess what now? They do. But will they continue? That's the thing. Because see, look at this. Netflix has canceled a third Zack Snyder project, maybe a fourth, and this is November 24th, 2025. So, we've seen hit the movies. At least Rebel Moon was garbage. I didn't watch the sequel. I don't know about anything else that Zack Snyder had an exclusive deal with Netflix. How well they were doing? I'm guessing not too well, because Netflix canceled a third Zack Snyder project, maybe a fourth, and I'm only reading the headline. I'm not reading the article, so take that for what you will. But there is now a chance that the Snyderverse could be restored. I don't want the Snyderverse to be restored, in my opinion. I don't want it to be restored. It's a failed universe. There's a reason why we have the DCU in the first place, because the DCEU failed. This honestly provides a great opportunity to course correct yet again. Soft reboot, maybe a slight course correction, because here's my ideal thing. See, the DCU was, the Snyderverse was Zack Snyder's vision for the DC characters. Batman wasn't Batman. Aquaman wasn't Aquaman. Superman wasn't Superman. Flash wasn't the Flash. Okay, so these characters are not the characters. They are as Zack Snyder envisioned the DCU to be. Remember, they were going for, after the success of the Dark Knight trilogy, they wanted this grounded, dark version of the DC characters and universe, and Zack was like, okay, I can do that, and that's what he did. He might have done right by his vision, but he didn't do right by the characters. And now, with James Gunn, it's like we swung the pendulum all the way to the other side, I like Superman. He captured the heart of Superman, but he's still not Superman yet, 3 years into being Superman. I don't want to, it's not a whole Superman review. I don't want to go into that, but I need a middle ground. I don't want Zack Snyder. I don't want James Gunn. I want right in the middle, okay? Now that Netflix holds DC, we have new people involved, What I don't want a complete reboot again. You're just coming off of one movie. You can utilize David Cornsweet. You can utilize all the characters, Rachel Brosnahan and everything. but just portray them the way they're supposed to be. No more what the haze, no more losing control of your emotions, snapping people's necks, and whining at your girlfriend. Give me classic, proper, traditional Superman. That's what I want. Now, could we get that with Netflix? I don't know. We have no clue. We don't know whether the management is going to be changed or not. Are they going to get rid of Peter Safran and James Gunn? We don't know. Are they going to bring in Zack Snyder now? We don't know. Are they going to create a split between the DC universe and continue Zack Snyder's the Snyderverse on Netflix while also continuing the DCU in tandem? We don't know. But here's what I think could happen. I don't think they'll bring back the Snyderverse. I really don't know. Even if Zack Snyder wants it to, even if Netflix wants it to, I don't think the actors are going to want to come back. I mean, Ben Affleck has talked about that's in his past. I don't care. I'm not coming back. I mean, I've done that. I've moved on. What the reason why I wanted to do it, it's not there in me anymore. So we're done with that. But then he later said, it's a possibility. Do you think Henry Cavill could come back? After what happened to him, I don't see why he would want to. Maybe if he knew he could have some creative control over the character, because we know Henry Cavill wanted to play the bright, hopeful Superman, full with joy and all of that stuff. The Superman that I want to see, the classic traditional take of Superman. Henry Cavill wanted that. Same thing that we all want. Henry Cavill wanted that. And maybe if he could get that with Netflix, he would come back. Gal Gadot, I feel like she would. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. She probably might. I don't know. She could want to come back. I don't know about anybody else. But even if they all do come back, age-wise, how far can you do this? Max, maybe you'll finish the trilogy. You'll get your Justice League Part 2 and Part 3. But then have you remember the screenplays of that? That was garbage. That was horrible. You would have to rewrite all of that stuff. Zach would have to redo it and do something different. My gosh, I just saw this at the bottom here. It's just the Jared Leto's Joker. That was, oh my gosh. And that Martian Manhunter design, please. James Gunn, you're my only hope with Martian Manhunter right now. I mean, but you're doing the one-eye Martian. I don't know how that's gonna be. But I don't want Zack Snyder Martian Manhunter. I don't like that design. Anyways, whatever happens, I don't think the Snyderverse will be restored. I think we have a better chance of continuing on with the DCU. The Snyderverse already failed. We tried it. We used up Doomsday. We used up the death of Superman. Dark Knight Returns. We used up all that stuff. It failed. Okay? It was a mess. That was all one movie, by the way. That's insane. We're continuing with the DCU. This is a brand new reboot. We just did this. We just got new actors. This is fresh in people's minds. People like Guy Gardner. People like Mr. Terrific. People like these characters. I don't understand why we're using D-list characters. We're making people fall in love with D-list characters before we even have any of the A-list characters there on screen yet. I don't understand that, but whatever. That's what's happening, okay? I don't see them, hey, we're doing a reboot again. I think that's too much. I think Superman was the last straw for a lot of people. They were like, yo, if you mess up the Superman movie, I'm just out of DC. I'm just out. Maybe the only way, if Netflix does want to do a complete reboot, they gotta get it perfect this time. They have to get it perfect, okay? Perfect. Like animated the DCAU, just bring that to the big screen. If they get that perfect, then maybe people will be like, okay, fine. A third reboot? Fine. I'll take it because this is perfect. But I think they'll just continue with David Cornsweet and could just continue on. Will they keep James Gunn and Peter Safran? We'll have to wait and see. I know there was talks on the internet and some interviews that James Gunn has done that he was questioning his future at DC. So we'll see what happens. But here's the thing. This is not all about DC. I mean, that's like the main thing I've been talking on this channel, and that's what's most fresh right now in my head. So that's what I'm talking about. We have so many different franchises here. So many massive franchises, so many different properties, okay? This is going on Netflix. What is this going to do with the film industry? What's going to happen to movie theaters? If the next Batman that comes out is going to be going on Netflix, if the next Lord of the Rings that comes out is going to be like Hunt for Gollum, is that going to come out on Netflix? The Hunt for Gollum's coming out 2027, okay? Is that going to go on Netflix day one? Or is it going to have be a temporary movie release and then later on exclusively on Netflix? How is that going to work? Even if it, see, here's the thing, even if it is temporarily in the theaters, people know The Hunt for Gollum is going to be coming on Netflix. The next Superman movie, the next Justice League movie is going to be coming on Netflix. I don't need to go watch it in theaters. Just think about that. What's going to happen to the film industry? What's going to happen to the theater going experience? I mean, I still would want to go watch movies in the theaters, but how is that going to change movie making? If the bulk of people would rather just stay at home and watch the movie instead of going to the theaters because they know it's going to be coming out on Netflix, then the priority is not to create a movie for a massive screen. That's going to change cinematography, maybe. That's going to change the way people make movies. That's going to change the way, the types of movies people make. Because, people go to theaters to see, big, blockbuster, action packed, movies that you want to see on a big screen. Now, these massive franchises are coming to your small screen. I mean, they already were, but now it's a one power package deal on Netflix. It's the ease of the ease of access is a whole lot easier. Is a whole lot. The barrier of entry is much lower now. So now, since you're paying for your Netflix subscription, and Netflix is not really banking on your movie tickets, they're getting their money anyways. You're paying for the subscription, and this applies to streaming in general. Okay, you can have different types of movies. You don't need to cater your movie to the big screen. You can cater your movie to a small screen, meaning you can tell more intimate stories. You don't need big action effects, giant landscapes. I mean, people have big TVs in their house, but you don't need that. You can tell smaller stories because you're on a smaller screen. You're telling a story for an intimate setting. People in their houses, people on their phones, people on, you know what I mean, in the airport, whatever. Like I said, that applies to all streaming. But now take that and apply it to these massive franchises: The Matrix, Dune, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Lord of the Rings. I mean, this is insane. Take that. I mean, all of those things were on streaming, right? But Max is not the same thing as Netflix. So that's one major thing that needs to be discussed. Future of DC, obviously, because DC is important to me. But what's going to happen to movie theaters? That's insane. And then now check this out. The Writers Guild of America, they are very much against this. The world's largest... See, remember when Xbox bought Activision Blizzard? People were losing their minds. That was a $70 billion purchase. This is an $82 billion acquisition. People are like, yo, you can't buy Activision Blizzard. Think of all the properties. It's too much for Microsoft to own all of that. It's not fair to the industry and everything. And then now Netflix is acquiring WB, and you saw all the properties they have. Games, movies, TV shows, animation. It's insane. The Writers Guild of America says the world's largest streaming company swallowing one of its biggest competitors is what antitrust laws were designed to prevent. The outcome would eliminate jobs, push down wages, worsen conditions for all entertainment workers, raise prices for consumers, and reduce the volume and diversity of content for all viewers. See, that's big right there. If everything's going to be on one platform, you don't want to oversaturate that platform. Therefore, you're not going to be able to put out as much content on that platform as you're not going to be able to put out all that much content on one platform as if it was two platforms. Okay? You have Max and you have Netflix. Now, if you're shoving the entire library of Max and all the upcoming releases on Max onto Netflix, I feel like you're oversaturating the platform, potentially. And you might want to reduce the stream of content. Maybe, potentially. That's, I'm guessing, what they're getting at over here. Industry workers, along with the public, are already impacted by only a few powerful companies maintaining tight control over what consumers can watch on television, on streaming, and in theaters. This merger must be blocked. Listen, I'm not going to pretend I understand the business aspect of the film industry. But I mean, let's just break this down a little bit. Raise prices for consumers. I mean, we saw that with Game Pass. Xbox bought Activision. They threw Black Ops, Call of Duty onto Game Pass. People didn't buy as much hard copies of the game that they expected to, because they could just get it on Game Pass, and they were running at a loss. And so what did they do? They decided to up the price of Game Pass. So if people know that, hey, this movie's going to be coming out on Netflix, I don't need to go buy a movie ticket to watch it in the theaters. Are they going to up the price of a subscription to Netflix? Potentially. Eliminate jobs, push down wages. What are you going to do with all the people at Max? They're going to come over to Netflix. There's new management bound to be. You're going to lose people. You're going to have jobs eliminated. And now that you have more people under one banner, there's less bread to go around. Unless you're bringing in more money, that could potentially mean lower wages for everybody. But see, again, I mean, you could be bringing in more money because you have all these new content. But then again, you all paid $82 billion for it. So if you don't recoup the cost, then you're going to be in an Xbox Game Pass, that whole situation, Microsoft situation. So we'll see what happens, dude. We'll see what happens. This is insane. But man, let me tell you, people are absolutely losing their minds. Restore the Snyderverse. We did it. We did it. Snyderverse is back. Oh my gosh. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. But man, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you guys think about Netflix now acquiring WB? That's insane. They own Free Willy. They own Free Willy now. What? Please don't do a Free Willy reboot. Don't do a Free Willy reboot. That's okay. That's it for me, man. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you guys think about this video? What do you guys think about this news? Are you excited about this acquisition? Are you looking forward to it? What about this acquisition are you excited? If you're not excited, what about it? Are you not excited? Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.